Hi, I'm Amy with Flower Moxie, and we're going to be doing another floral crown. This one is a lot more delicate. This would definitely be for a bridal floral crown or a bridesmaid. You wouldn't want to put this on a child because like I said, it is going to be very delicate. However, it's going to be a lot softer and maybe not so hardcore like the flower crown I've shown you before. So what you need for this is bullion wire, which it's nothing like the 24-inch gauge wire. This is just extremely soft, and it's kind of crimped, and it's very thin. And then what you're going to need is just kind of bits of greenery cut short, and then just random buds. What I have to work with today is things that I foraged. It's all very just kind of random, and I lay it out and I just kind of find the natural curve of all these pieces. And this might be I don't know how this tutorial is really going to go down, to be honest. I don't know how easy it's going to be to teach, but we'll give it a shot. So what you're going to do is start with a little piece of greenery and wind your bullion wire around it several times to kind of get it started. And you'll kind of see as this goes how delicate of a floral crown it's going to turn out to be. It does hold up, but of course it couldn't take the wear and tear that a 6-year-old could put on it. So what we're doing is I'm just loosely winding through the greenery. Okay. All right. And I'm going to build the floral crown with the greenery first, and then I'll add in my buds. And so we can kind of space this out a little bit, and you can always come back and pull off some of the leaves, but no reason to do that right now. So we're just going to kind of keep winding. This look is something a little bit more, I think, modern and more refined. It's going to be a look that you would see maybe off of like Style Me Pretty or like a popular wedding blog. Just kind of has a more artistic look. And we're going to take this in. This is a little bit of olive leaf. We're going to wind it through. And it's okay if you smash down like a few of the leaves, because we're using this really delicate, pretty wire. It's okay if it's seen. And I may have to cut this shorter. And the reason I'm cutting such small pieces is it has to curve. And so if it's really long pieces of greenery, it's going to stick out. It's not going to curve right. So that's why we have to use the small ones. So if this is the type of floral crown that you want to do, let me know in advance and I can get this bullion wire to you. I don't think it's really available at the craft stores. I've never seen it. It comes in silver and gold. I actually prefer gold, but silver is all I had today. So we're still just kind of winding this through. Okay, so it's really like starting to take shape. And usually I'll kind of practice and put it on my head to kind of see where it's at. And that's super pretty. So we don't have to have leaves on everything. We can just like use branches. A lot of times when I make these, I make them in front of a mirror because I'm constantly putting it on my head to see if it's the look that I like. And I find that it's easiest to see what direction the greenery is kind of naturally going in and finding that curve. This looks maybe technical or difficult, but it really isn't. This wire is so easy to work with. It's almost kind of like string. And I can come back and pluck some of these leaves off. That's why the mirror is so important, is you kind of see what you want to pull off and keep on. I'm all for keeping things on until the end. I can always pull stems off, but obviously you can't reattach it. Okay, let's see where we're at. Okay, Haley, you be my eye and tell me where are we at with it.
It looks really pretty, actually, like especially this side.
Okay.
Where the branch is kind of in the middle, but I think that'll be perfect because we'll be able to place maybe even a bloom there or something.
Perfect.
Looks really good.
Okay, well let me wind out a little bit more. I know that you don't want to watch like a 30-minute video. Okay, I'm going to call this good just for time's sake. And so now we're going to fix our flowers. And I just have some random buds of bellflowers, snapdragon, matsumoto. I would really love to have some ranunculus, but that's not what I have today to work with. So let's see, what I'm feeling is, we'll just kind of go all out. And I kind of lay it down and see, you know, what direction I want to take it. Like, do I want the snapdragon to kind of come and fall off the back? Maybe it's a bit too much to kind of come forward. So that's how I'm going to do this floral crown. Like, I like to do them asymmetrical. I don't like it all the way around because to me it can look really 60s fast. So I like to kind of take it on one side. And I think for this floral crown, I'm going to take, you know, some flowers and kind of have them in the back. That way they're not so front page. So I'm going to take this snapdragon and let's see. And we're pretty much just going to do the same thing. You're going to have to wrap it a lot more when you fix the heavy flowers on this. And I've actually never put a snapdragon on a floral crown, so we're about to see if it works or not. And because this wire is so delicate, it's okay if it's seen. Usually I like to always cover my mechanics, but okay, so we've got the snapdragon and let's put some bells on it. I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit of this wire and take kind of 3 of these together and go ahead and wind it on its own and then attach it. It's just going to make it a little bit more stable. Okay. So To be honest, the flowers I've chosen may be too heavy for what I'm trying to do, but we're just gonna go with it because that's how we learn. Garden roses would be nice. Ranunculus would be beautiful. Some tulips. I would probably, if I was making this for a bride, I would probably make it the day of. Usually I tell my brides, I'm like, you want to have everything done the day before your wedding, but something this delicate, especially if I was using more higher end flowers, I may just make it the day of. Let's see where we're at. So I still have some wire hanging loose. And Haley, you're gonna have to be my mirror.
Okay.
Is that Snapdragon even working with it?
Yeah, it's working. I think
Kind
what
of
you could do is come
wind
back
it
and
in.
take it a little, yeah. The colors look really pretty.
So this part was sticking out a bit, so we're just gonna take some extra wire, kind of come back through and wind it in. That way it's not just sticking out there on its own.
These kind of flowers seem really good to practice with because if you can do the heavy ones, you can definitely do the delicate ones, right?
That's a really good point. So if you're wanting to do this, I have a lot of brides that will order bouquets to do trial runs just because they're nervous. So if you're thinking about doing a floral crown, go to the grocery store, buy like a $10, $15 bouquet of flowers that you definitely wouldn't probably want on your wedding day in your hair. But like Haley said, that's an excellent idea, and you just kind of want to practice. I'll send you a roll of this bullion wire, and so you'll have an entire spool of it. So just kind of get used to it and figure out the placement that you want with it, because you may decide that you like it, you know, directly on the side or in the back. So that's an excellent idea. And today we just have flowers that were gonna get tossed, so we're just working with what we have. And as you can see, this wire holds up as far as I don't have to tie any knots. Once I wrap it several times, it's pretty secure. And I'm just gonna get all crazy and put as many as I can on here. You would probably wanna, you know, put some bobby pins, sneak some in there, have your hairdresser do that to kind of hold it on. Let's trim these guys up. Okay, I think that's looking gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
And I really need some more greenery kind of for it to go all the way around. But I think this gives you the general idea. And how's it looking?
Beautiful. That looks really great.
Awesome. And if you have any questions, just email me, and thank you for your time.